तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees at the Dakshineshwar temple premises on 22nd of February 1885 on the occasion of the birthday celebration of Sri Ramakrishna. The following Sunday, following the Tithiya as per the almanac, for the convenience of the devotees. Sri Ramakrishna was referring to a song sung by Narendranath. We know that Narendranath is a very expert singer, and he sang 3 songs. One of them had a very deep meaning. Nibido adhare mato chamoke orupo rashi tai jogi dhyan dhare hoye giri guhabashi. The song in Bengali, they say that the Divine Mother is shining even in darkness at night. And in order to witness that beauty, the yogis meditate in the caves of forests and will enjoy her divine vision. Now, Sri Ramakrishna and M were discussing about the deep meaning of the song. Now, we know that in darkness everything is dark. But here it is said that in the darkness of night her illumination flashes forth. This was the topic. In the daytime there is illumination of the sun, but night time there is no illumination. But here it is said that the mother shines in the best in darkness. Sri Ramakrishna is saying, Eti tantrokta mat. As per the tantra, this is the prescription, advice, method of meditation. The tantrics meditate at night. This point Sri Ramakrishna is clarifying. He is saying, আধারে ধ্যান এটি তন্ত্রোক্ত মত। তখন সূর্যের আলো কোথায়? Meditation in darkness is prescribed in the Tantra. Where is the scope of sunlight at that time? The dead of night there cannot be sunshine. But the tantrics, they prescribe that the meditation should be done in order to witness the brilliance of God. One should meditate, but it should be done at night. This is the main point. The meditation as per the Tantra is done in the darkness of night. And Sri Ramakrishna is adding that where is the scope of the sunshine at that time? Now, we read in the scriptures, the Upanishads, that where the realm of the divine, that is beyond this purview of this world. This world we have certain norms, sun, moon, stars, etc. But when we transcend this level, we reach the divine level, there is neither sun nor moon. So, as it has been said in the bhajan, মনের ওপারে কোথা কোন দেশ, শশী তপনের নাহি পরবেশ, তব হাসি রাশি উজ্জ্বল ও বরসী, বিকশিতে তায় চারু বিভায়, অরূপ সাগরে লীলা লহরী, উঠিল মৃদুল করুণাবায়. So, there is a realm beyond our mind. This world belongs to our physical domain, but the divine visions are experienced in a level beyond the reach of our mind. First, you have to understand this. Our goal is to reach or realize God or divine not in this physical plane. God is residing in a plane which is beyond reach of the external world. First you have to understand this. What are we after? Now, the world which we see with our conscious mind is not the only existence. When we sleep, we enter into the dream world. Now, in the dream world, this physical body does not function. Neither he see with his eyes, nor hear with his ears, nor feeling the touch with our body and so on. But during the sleep we witness some visions, dream. Dream is as good as the physical reality, but it is based on imagination. Dream does not have any reality. So the dream state is done in a different level that we have to acknowledge, which is not visible during the conscious level. So when the mind is in the conscious level, Jagrat Avastha, then we see the world around. When the mind is in the sleep state, then mind goes below that Sapna Avastha, dream state, where our existence becomes truncated. Sapna Avastha. So physical body does not work, nevertheless we hear, see in a dream world, which a faint remembrance also is there. We can remember last night I had a good sleep or a bad sleep. We may not decipher the exact performances. So here, similarly the yogis claim we have a superconscious state. The dream is observed in the subconscious level of mind. Superconscious is the thing beyond our normal domain. There also the God visions are available in different forms. So anyway, this idea of the vision, we have to understand, cannot be equated with our vision of the external world. In external world, in order to see, we need some illumination. But in the divine level, in the Turiya Avastha, superconscious state, there is no entry of the sources of illumination of this world. That's what I said, that in this world, the sources of illumination is sun, moon, stars, etc. Even fire. But in that stage, they have no entry. That's what I said in the bhajan, that beyond the level of the mind, there is a stage where the sun and moon cannot enter. That's what they said. Sri Ramakrishna is also saying here, তখন সূর্যের আলো কোথায়? The divine level, there is no illumination of the sun. So that's why the tantrics meditate in night, because the place where he has to go will witness things is not in the physical level. So that is a different level. So that's what he said here, that as per the tantras, the level is our level of prana. There we go and have a witness of Divine Mother and so on. So here this is corroborating with our Upanishadic, Shastric statements also. There in the Kathopanishad we read. So there the rishis say, Na tatra surjo bhati, na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhanti, kuto yavagnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vivati. So there is a state where the sun does not shine, na tatra surjo bhati, no chandra tarakam, neither there are the stars nor there is the moon. So this is no source of illumination is present there. But what happens? Tameva bhanta manubhati sarvam. He is shining, everything else shines. So God is the source of light. In this world, the source of light from God is reflected from different sources, and we see it is, we falsely think that this is the source of illumination. Behind that the power is with God. So that's what he says, Tameva bhanta manubhata sarvam. It is he shining, his illumination is being reflected from these sun god and the moon god and the star gods. And then what to talk about the mortal fires? So everything is a reflection of the Supreme Being. It gets only transferred, reflected through these objects. That's what in the song says that the place beyond the mind, there is no entry for fish, there is no end of any other objects in between. Now, so that's the spirit is taken in the tantras, and that was reflected in this song. Now at this point, Girish Ghosh came, and seeing him, Sri Ramakrishna started singing various songs. We have found that Sri Ramakrishna used to take the help of various songs, to devotional songs, to express the divine fervor which he was imbibing within him, to communicate and inspire and share those divine fervors among the devotees around him. The song also has similar connotations, that whether the complexion of Mother Kali is black, though the people tell her to be black, but I do not agree to this proposal. And the description of Mother Kali is explained here. Now, Ma ki amar kalo re, kalo rupe digamburi, ridi paddo kore, more alo re. This is a couple of lines from the Bengali song. Is Mother really black? Now, in this song previous to that, it has already been said that Mother is not black. Nibido adhane mator chamoke uttai jogi. So she is the source of illumination. She is effulgent. It cannot be black. It's effulgent. Now, nevertheless, her beauty is predominant when the worldly environment becomes quiet, switched off. Then only she takes over. So that's why here also it is said that our presence in the close of our heart, our presence in the heart, and there he illumines the heart. so that we can do the work much better. When God's power is aroused within our heart, then our potential divinity gets manifested. That is the point. So then this heart gets illumined. And when the heart gets illumined, all the people around gets benefit. That is the point he has said. And when that happens, when a person becomes spiritually oriented, then his ritualistic worship falls off, removes him. That is the gist of the song, that here it is said, Gaya Ganga Prabhashadi Kashi Kanchi Kevachaye Kali 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 Ore Ajata Jadi Furai. This is the song, beginning of the song. It is sung by great singers. So that reveals the spiritual fervor of the sadhaka or sadhika to pursue devotion among the people around. Now, Girish Ghosh, we know, he was Bhairav. So he was the companion of Shiva, Girish Ghosh. So he was an exalted person, but his role here was peculiar. So from 2000, his role is very, very interesting here in the episode of Sri Ramakrishna. That Sri Ramakrishna say, who is this Girish is Bhairav. Even Swami Vivekananda acknowledged that. Here it is said in this song that the ritualistic worship falls off when love for God gets dawned. Provided one is closely connected with the Divine Mother, with the blessings of his or her heart. That is the whole gist of this song. That this ritualistic worship means these pilgrimages. Normally it is believed that at least once a person must make a, if not poor, should make a pilgrimage to different places of interest. So that is the usual practice. But if a person is constantly engaged in the thought of God, then it is not necessary, it is redundant. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Byakulata holote ekhani kashi. When a person has sincere longing for God, then wherever he is, that place becomes as holy as Banaras. It depends on your faith. So we have that unshakable faith that we have been taken care of by Guru Mata Sharda Devi, and we need not worry about it at all. That is the point here said, that Gaya Ganga Prabhashadi Kashi Kanchi Kevachai Kali 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 Ure Ajatpa Jadi Furai. With the meaning that when a person is engaged in the constant thought of God, so when he is engaged, then for him no other additional spiritual discipline is necessary. Not taken care of. We'll provide them accordingly. Now, if a person is constantly engaged in the thought of God, then his liberation is ensured. How? Now, he says, Kali bole ajapa jadi furai. Ajapa is a system within our body that it goes on repeating the God's name silently as long as it is possible. So when a person has taken that stand, he should repeat God's name, because once the name of Sri Ramakrishna was uttered, and when it is uttered, then nothing else is remaining. So here it is said that if a person constantly repeat God's name, here Kali's name, now whatever goddess's name, then there is no scope for his any degradation or downfall or repentance. He or she is bound to reach the divine. How this is ensured? Because it is told in the Bhagavad Gita, elsewhere also it is said that so if anybody remembers God at the point of death, then he need not worry, his everything will be covered. So it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Antakaleshu Mameva Smaran Mukta Kukalivaram Japriyati Savadmavam Jati Nastatra Samshaya. Antakalecha Mameva, a person who is not talking about his spiritual practice during the life. All Bhagavan is interested that at the point of death, what is the situation? If a person can remember God on this day-to-day basis, he let him do whatever he like, but if somehow or other he can he can ensure that at the point of death he has repeated God's name. Now, Ajapa means while repeating God's name it becomes like a second nature. Japa means that Nirabachina, Nirantar Jap. Not only in the morning and evening when you sit for meditation, all the time the person with the corner of the mind, there is japa going on. So, we may ask that if this japa is going on, then if he does not do any other spiritual practice, then what happens? So definitely he has the duties and responsibilities in the world or otherwise. But if a person goes on repeating God's name at the point of departure from this world, then his association with God is guaranteed. That's what Sikhitu says. Even if a person is not able to repeat God's name during the lifetime, Antakaleshu Jamameva. So here we will see. Now, here also said when Kali's name is uttered, even during the point of death, then whatever he has done, good or bad so far, gets washed off. It's cleared. Because of this clause, Bhagavan has said, whoever calls on me, I will take care. So, this system this system has to be implemented in the life of a spiritual dimension. If we can develop a mechanism by which we can automatically repeat God's name day in and day out, then no matter when the death is going to come, it may come any day, at any moment, but I am prepared. I have nothing to say. I am prepared that I have repeated God's name at the point of death. That's all. There is all qualification necessary. The moment you are connected with God, and then the next procedure will follow. That is the point. Now, this is the highest kind of remembrance of God, that it is continuous, nirantar. Second point, second variety is the person repeats God's name thrice, Trishandhya. He said that Trishandha je bole kari, then Puja Shundha Shekicha. So the emphasis is given in repetition of God's name. If it can be done nirantar, without break, then that is the best, because then the future course of action is already determined, so that can be done later on. So here, if a person is repeating God's name, then his association with God is ensured. The second variety is those who are repeating God's name as per the times which is suitable for the mind. That is, this Trisandha means when day and night changes hands. It is called Sandhi. So Trisandha means morning, then the noon and at evening. These are the three Sandhas. Usually Mahanishi is also called as Sandha, but innately the Madhyana is Sandhya. Pratha Sandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, Aparanna Sandhya. Normally, in this period, we repeat God's name. We remember God. Why this time is selected? Because when the Sandhya means Milan, Sandhi is union. So morning and night and day gets united twice. Early morning and evening. Evening, day goes, night comes. And morning, this night goes and day comes. So that is a muhurt, handing over, taking over time. That is the best time if possible. That is Trisandha, and there what to do is this name. So there God's name should be repeated. And when a person repeats God's name at that time, then the mind is very easily attached to concentration. There is the biological advantage. Our system and the nature are biologically connected. So during the early hours of the morning and in the dusk in the evening, the mind gets automatically settled without any effort. And at that time, if we repeat God's name, then it is a double effect. Because morning, you can repeat God's name all the time, 24 hours. But if a person repeats God's name in the morning and in the evening, then his job is much easier. How easier? Because our body is designed in such a way that it is governed by three gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, three gunas there. See, Sattva takes us to God. It is welcome. Rajas makes us activated, mind us down, various desires. And Tamas makes us, this degrades our life. It takes us to our mistakes, then tiredness, inaction, all these negative elements of our mind is supplied by Tamas and it degrades. So while Sattva elevates the mind, Tamas degrades the mind and Rajas activates the mind. These are three factions for mind. Now in the early morning and evening, this Tamas and Rajas become subdued and Sattva dominates. There is the prize of the nature, gift of nature, that at least twice a day, the Sattva which elevates us becomes dominant in our mind. And when Sattva gets dominated, then we can make advantage of this Sattva by repeating God's name. So mind becomes concentrated very easily. Because you have taken the advantage of the nature, in the early morning, the mind is already quiet. You don't have to quieten the mind. So, what is the proof the mind is quiet? How do you know? Now it is said, our mind and breathing process are one-to-one related. When the mind is calm, we breathe normally. When the mind is agitated, then we breathe erratically. That you can find out. When the mind is quiet, calm, then it has an effect of our breathing system. So, this is one thing. And the early morning and evening, what happens? Our breathing becomes harmonious automatically. When we breathe, we have two nostrils, and interestingly, we use one at a time, not both. Most of the inhaling and exhaling is done by one nostril. So when the mind is in the mode of rajas, active, restless, then we breathe through right nostril. And then we should engage our mind and body in work. And when the mind is passive, then we breathe through the left nostril. When active, right nostril, and passive, left nostril. So there tamas is active, left nostril. We feel drowsy, we feel inactive, and that time should be earmarked for taking rest. Whereas the mind is in the active mood, you should be earmarking that in various activities. And when the mind is calm, that should be restricted to this sattva. Now, when we breathe, when the sattva is there, so rajas means we breathe through right nostril, tamas is left nostril, and the mind gets dominated by sattva, we breathe through both the nostrils. So without doing any breathing exercise, you can watch your breathing process. And you'll be surprised to find that early morning and evening, automatically you are breathing through both the nostrils, indicating the mind is in the state of sattva, and this is the time to repeat God's name. This is the connection, Tri Sandhya. So these two, and the third Sandhya is Madhyana Sandhya, 12 o'clock. That is also there. So this, the advantage of the nature has to be taken in order to control the mind. So for the beginners, they do this ritual that repeat God's name, as we have been told by our gurus, repeat God's name in the morning and evening. It's a mandatory discipline. But a person who is advanced devotee, now he or she starts the repetition of God's name specifically in the morning and evening, so that the advantage taken and mind becomes quiet very soon. So when the mind is in dominance of sattva, tranquility, then there are four things to be observed. One, I said, your breathing will become normal. It's rhythmic through both the nostril. Second, the mind will become cheerful automatically. Because sattva has three effects: purity, knowledge, joy, pavitrata, prakash, evam anand. Now when the mind is in the state of sattva, then we feel lot of quietness in the mind, and we become this in the receiving end, mind becomes concentrated. Now normally for the beginners, we have to, with effort, we have to sit in the morning and evening. But when a person is established in real meditation, that is for that person who doesn't have to calculate, see the time. Automatically he is repeating God's name in the morning, evening, and in the Madhyana Sandhya. If that be the case, then it has been said that he does not require any other ritual. one person was ajapa, he is repeating God's name throughout the day and night. If that be the case, then whenever he dies, he will die with the name of God and his liberation is ensured, granted. And for this person who is a spiritual aspirant and he is practicing this breathing, so morning and evening he will, but through practice when it becomes a habit for him, automatically he is repeating God's name in the Sandhya Kal. Then it has been said by the singer, Sandhya becomes perplexed. It cannot have any effect on that person because the person is already oriented to. So when the Sandhya comes, then the mind becomes quiet, we do breathing normally, and that is the time for repeating God's name. But if a person is already repeating God's name without having any notice, then for him, Sandhya becomes redundant. The allegorically it is said, Sandhya is in search of the person. We are now in search of Sandhya. We wait, see the time. If it is Sandhya, then we sit for meditation. But for this person, Sandhya is searching him because he has already transcended this our calculation. He is automatically, spontaneously, he concentrates on God in those appointed hours. That is the gist of the song. And this secret of Kali's name nobody knows, only Mahadev knew this, and that's why taking the name of Divine Mother, he fell flat. See, if similarly we can meditate on God and repeat God's name in these appointed hours of Sandhya, then very easily the mind gets settled. Very easily, and with that settled mind, we enjoy the spiritual bliss already available with us. So as I said, when the mind becomes sattvic, this effect is purity, knowledge, joy, pavitrata, prakash, evam anand. When the mind is established in sattva by repetition of God's name in the sandhikal, then we feel the spontaneous joy from within without any requirement of any object or subject. Normally we feel that we will become happy if I have company of this person or this material or whatever. The secret is that we become happy on our own. Nothing can be done. That within ourselves that sattva is predominant, we become happy, we become oriented to God, and then this ritualistic worship becomes redundant for us. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, especially for Girish, we have to understand why this song, Sri Ramakrishna is holding Girish, touching Girish's body and singing the song. But Girish is the person who told Sri Ramakrishna that he cannot repeat God's name at appointed hours. He cannot. Because his profession is so demanding that he is constantly busy with the theatre and other aspects. So it is not possible for him. Sri Ramakrishna says it is not necessary. That is the point. It is not necessary for a person to seek and have ritualistic worship or with niyam. If he can repeat God's name all the time, then all these formalities become redundant. He transcends all formalities. And then he becomes in touch with God here and now. So with this idea in view, now Sri Ramakrishna is proceeding to several songs in the company of Girish and other devotees. This is a very interesting episode we find. Sri Ramakrishna used to take course of various devotional songs to communicate the central message to the devotees around that this world is a very rare opportunity to be in this world with this divine body and then be in touch with God, with this divine or inspiration. So this is a great opportunity for us, and devotional songs make a great effect on us by connecting us with the divine. That's why you find Sri Ramakrishna used to sing himself, encourage others to sing and dance, so that this world becomes a mirth of joy. Here we are here in the world with doing various activities, and we are always under tension, distress and disturbances. Sri Ramakrishna says this world can be a place of very happy habitation if we are in touch with God. So being in touch with God is one golden method, is to be involved in his devotional songs. So when we are in touch with those devotional songs, then this becomes a wonderful experience and taking us towards the reality of seeing God face to face. Till then, one is alternative arrangement is made. We'll continue further in our next Sunday class. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shivasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. We close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Krishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om.